welcome back to another week with Learning with Miss B. I think we're on week 4, and this week I was like, I'm gonna do something totally awesome, totally cool. You know, the theme this week is gonna be radical, and I didn't have any inspiration for it, and I literally could think of nothing. So I found extra hair dye in my closet, like cabinet, and I was like, maybe I'll just dye my hair. So it's Crazy Hair Day week. It's not even that much different. Obviously didn't get my roots very well, but that is a-okay, because no one's gonna see me. Like, who's gonna see me besides all of you? Besides all of you. So disclaimer, this does not give you the permission by me to dye your hair. Hi, I'm not your parent. I am an adult, so I get to make those decisions. But that doesn't mean you get to go, well, Miss B said. I'm not going to get any emails saying like, my daughter dyed her hair, my son dyed his hair, because you dyed your hair. Nope, you got to ask first. Ask an adult. Ask an adult. Okay, so this week we're still continuing on our journey with Out of the Dust. We are almost done with it, but I've heard back from a couple of different students, and they've actually really liked it. Now, it is a more difficult novel to read, like emotional wise, because last week was really difficult for Billie Jo. You know, she tried to help, and she ended up getting burns all over her hands. Now she can't play music, which was such an important part of her life, and her mom was burned badly as well. And was it a complete accident? Absolutely, but everyone in the town is whispering that it was Billie Jo's fault. When Billie Jo went to go get the kerosene so it wouldn't burn her house down, because they don't have a lot left. Her thought process was, okay, I need to get the kerosene out of the house because I don't have, what do I have if I don't have a house? We don't have anything. So she got them and threw the kerosene on her mom on accident, because she didn't see her mom was there, and completely burned her mom, and unfortunately her mom passed away, and also her brother that was supposed to bring new light and new life to their lives. He passed away as well, so they're buried on the property together, but it is more difficult to get through, and we're seeing Billie Jo kind of change. So this week we're really focusing on close reading. And close reading, I'm sure you've heard of it before. When I was your age, it was called active reading or annotating. And annotating is just taking a look at that text, and we actually have the things that you need to look at and closely read. You know, authors write things for a purpose 99% of the time. Now, am I saying, you know, oh, there was blue drapes in this one scene, so obviously the author was trying to show that the character was really sad? Not always, but sometimes those little things are there for a reason, right? So usually if it's like a stormy night or a stormy day, something's going to happen in a book. We can look at that with the mood and whatnot. And the setting really does play a huge role in things. Think about your favorite movie and think about if it was a completely different setting. Think about if the Dust Bowl happened to us right now. Be a completely different setting. Hi, we have indoor plumbing for 1. 2, we have air conditioning, which they did not. And 3, we have phones, which again they didn't. So it would just be an extremely different process for us. Anyways, so we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at some poetic devices with that, specifically personification, which is giving human things, human qualities to non-human things. So think of Beauty and the Beast. Think of literally any Pixar movie. Hi, Cars, you are not a human thing, but now you can talk and have feelings and thoughts. So, sentience. I talked about the Brave Little Toaster. That was like a cartoon back in my day though, so, you know, when we rode dinosaurs to school and whatnot. But here's my cool transition, and I always put my hands like this, and sometimes I put them like this, even though it's not that way, but that's okay. I just wanted to also remind you before I actually, sorry, that was me going backwards, that our WebEx meetings are on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can come and just talk to me, you can come and ask questions, so there's that. Cool, Miss P. Email me if you have anything. Now here's the super cool radical transition. Hey guys, so here is what our worksheet looks like this week. The first section is pages 151 to 192. I'm going to just put a recording of someone else reading it this week because for whatever reason, every time I try to do it, it's not working. So there's that, but I'll put someone else recording it and hopefully it'll work next time. I don't know. Anyways, so you're looking at plot development this week, and plot is the, exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. So you're explaining the events from this section regarding each topic listed, and this does have to be in complete sentences. Yep, it sure does. It does need to be in complete sentences. So explain the events about Aunt Ellis, Amarillo, James, and Dimes. Again, complete sentences. But I don't, nope, complete sentences. Next section is close reading. So you're going to reread the poem Heartsick on page 153 and answer these questions once again in complete sentences. Which line most strongly reflects the reason Billie Joe is feeling heartsick? So you're deciphering why she's feeling heartsick based on the poem and which line most strongly reflects that. And then you're explaining why you chose this, explaining your evidence, right? Here's our evidence and why we chose that. Next, you're going to choose 2 lines in the poem that strongly reflect a problem in Billie Joe's relationship with her dad. And there are several. Be sure to type the textual evidence and the line number. So you have to count on the line, line 10 or whatever. So you need to include textual evidence. That's quotes, right? So you have to put quotes around it and the line number. Cool? You need to choose 2 of those. 1, 2. Next section is making an inference. Okay, so imagine you're holding a present, right? And you're trying to decipher or understand what's inside of it, right? You're making an educated guess. That's what an inference is making an educated guess on what it is. Like I said, think of that. You might shake the box, or depending on the size of the box, if it's a big box, you're probably like, oh, it's something like pretty big in size. If it's a smaller box, it might be something small, right? You can't fit a vacuum cleaner in a box that you'd get an iPhone in. So anyways, so we're making an inference. Does Billie Joe seem like the type of person that will eventually accept Aunt Ellis's invitation? Why or why not? So you're typing in this box using complete sentences once again and restating the question in your answer. So you have to restate it. So in order to do that, you wouldn't just say, she's doing blah, blah, blah. Always imagine that your reader or the person grading it, aka me, doesn't have access to the question, even though it's right there. So the way I'd start this was, Billie Joe does seem like the type of person that will eventually accept Aunt Ellis's invitation because, or Billie Joe does not seem like the type of person that will eventually accept Aunt Ellis's invitation because, see how I'm restating the question in my answer. Cool, cool? Cool. Figurative language. Now, personification. So you're looking at Fire on the Rails, page 156. Reread the poem Fire on the Rails on page 156 and locate and analyze 2 places where the author personifies fire. Okay? I'm going to give you a hint. Fire is, mainly in books, it is seen as destructive but cleansing at the same time. So when it destroys something, it's getting rid of kind of the bad thing and creating something new. Think of a forest fire or even the fires in Australia that we just had, right? It devastated parts of Australia and the wildlife there. But they're seeing regrowth already through that. You can even look at some places in I think Rome that they have. It's either Rome or Greece or Italy. No, it's Italy. In Italy, the waterways that they have where you'd ride on the gondolas, which is like the person with the striped hats and the striped shirts, and they're singing to you. 1 second, I have to record this, but that's okay. 1 second. Okay, so anyways, the gondolas, right? They're actually seeing the water be clear for the first time in like hundreds of years, basically. And like swans are now back in there in the waterways and stuff because it wasn't necessarily fire, but there wasn't any people to pollute it, because unfortunately people throw their trash in there and whatnot. So fire can be devastating, but it also can seem mysterious, or it can create something new to come out of like a phoenix, right? A phoenix that dies and it rises from the ashes. So you're going to locate and analyze 2 places where the author personifies fire. So why is the fire coming to life? What is the importance of that? Remember to put yourself in Billie Joe's shoes. Or put yourself in the fire's shoes. If a fire is dancing, is that a happy emotion, sad emotion, or if it's dancing across the, dry grass, that's probably not a really good thing for Billie Joe to see, because it has a mind of its own, right? Correct. Okay, so that's all done, and now we're moving on to summer 1935. So that's on pages 192 to 208. So you are going to do that close reading here. So complete the task for each poem listed in the chart below. So you have your poem, the dream, the task, which is find 2 lines or phrases in the poem that suggest the piano is like a supportive mother, and then your text-based response. So you have to include textual evidence, so quotes, and then explain that. It's literally what you do with your academic summaries. Okay, so then you're going to look at Midnight Truth, explain what Billie Joe is saying in the last stanza. Here you go. Something lost, something gained. Find 3 places where loneliness is emphasized in this poem. So loneliness is a huge theme here, and with the importance of that. And met. What does Billie Joe mean when she tells her father, I can't get out of something that's inside me? Lines 10 to 11. So right there. And then the last part is your opinion/reaction. How did you feel about Billie Joe's decision to leave? Also, do you believe that she was right to change her mind after her experience in the boxcar? Express your ideas in clear and complete sentences and provide reasons to support your opinions. So boom, right here. That's where you're going to use that. This is your opinion, right? Your opinion to these things. So, if you have any questions, please, please, please ask me. I would love to answer them. But this is what we're focusing on this week. And I hope you enjoy it.